So here is DWAC, Digital World Acquisition Corp, or True Social. This finishes at $48 today. That is down 15.7%.
And it's gone.
Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is AMC Entertainment. This finishes at $21.21 today. That is down 9%. So major price action on the stock today to the downside. Got a lot of mentions on StockTwits. I believe it was number 2 after SPY. So we're going to analyze it. So really no company specific news to justify this price action today. It just seems like some healthy pullback from the massive run it had a couple weeks ago and the overall market selling off today, especially the growth/meme stocks. So I did predict a couple shows ago that this would pull back to the $24 to $21 range. A lot of apes did not like that, but here we are. So let's go ahead and analyze once again. And really there's not too much to go off of. Not too many indicators. But first of all, we do have a cup and handle here. Bottom of the cup being the low of $13. And it appears like the cup topped out at around $35. So that is currently a bearish indicator because, again, the cup already topped out. And the next step after that would be to form the handle, which we are getting right now. Handle is forming. So it appears like there's a bit more pullback to go on the handle, but eventually it should reverse and break out to the upside again. So it's currently a bearish indicator, but sooner or later it should turn into a bullish indicator again. And I predicted that this would come back down to the $24 to $21 range because if the top of the cup was 35 and the bottom was 13, then halfway between those two numbers would be 24 to form the handle. And if the top was 30 and the bottom was 13, then it would pull back to around 21 to form the handle. And then we do have this bull flag in the making here. I drew it here. Here's the flag pole, and here's the flag developing. So that is a bullish indicator that is suggesting that the stock may break out to the upside very soon. And in the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 2106. So if this holds, that would be a bearish indicator for tomorrow. That is suggesting that tomorrow the stock will sell off as well. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now, this is sitting on the support of 2120, which it finished around today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 2245, 2360, 2435, 2535, 2675, 2785, 2895, 2985, 3090, 3195, 3275, 3365, 3480, 3605, 3675, 3760, 3835, 39, and then 4020. There is resistance above 4020, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 2035, 1955, 1855, 1780, 1730, 1650, 1535, 1410, and then 1295. There is support below 1295, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, 2121, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized, so expect a regular amount of price action either way this goes. RSI is currently at 52, so that is very average. So according to the RSI, this current price of 21.21 is around fair market value. Maybe it should be a little bit lower. And this did 41 million in volume today, which is a lot lower than the average. So the sell-off today was not confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So again guys, in one of the previous shows not too long ago, I did predict that this would come back down to the $24 to $21 range because of the cup and handle. So like I said, it looks like the cup topped out, pulling back right now to form the handle. Looks like the handle is almost done forming. So there shouldn't really be too much more downside. And the next step after the handle catches support and reverses would be a breakout. And also, again, there's a bull flag, suggesting that there's going to be a breakout soon. And long term, this is definitely a good stock to buy and hold. We have a huge cup and handle, long term. The top being $72, the high. So in the short and long terms, this is starting to look pretty bullish. I think in the immediate short term, this may keep pulling back a little bit further, but like I said, really shouldn't pull back too much further, and it's only a matter of time before this starts to catch support, reverse, and break out to the upside again. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, I think this current price, $21.20, is a pretty good entry. Not exactly the greatest entry, but pretty good entry. Can't really go too wrong here. According to the RSI, this is an average entry, and this is where the cup and handle predicted it would pull back to, around $21. So I can support going along at $21.20 And if it pulls back below 2120, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. But yeah, really don't think it should go too much more to the downside. And yeah, we are getting some pretty strong bullish indicators here, so this should break out to the upside pretty soon again. And if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. Should have went short when this was back in the 30s not too long ago. Here at 2120, I think it's a little bit too late to go short here. Already missed a lot of downside potential. Again, we are getting some pretty strong bullish indicators. We have a neutral indicator in the RSI and really no bearish indicators. You can make some money going short here, but I just think it's way too risky. I think going short here would be a high risk, low reward play. Like I said, not too much more downside potential. Should start to bottom out, catch support, and reverse soon. So you'd be shorting for not that much money and exposing yourself to a lot of upside risk here. So I really don't see a reason to go short here. Doesn't make too much sense. You're probably going to end up getting burned if you go short. So pretty straightforward here, guys. Not too many indicators, but in the short and long term, the stock is looking pretty bullish. This may have a little bit more downside to go, but really shouldn't go too much lower. And looks like it wants to break out pretty soon. So I can't support going along at this price and lower, and I would not recommend going short. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today, and good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is AMC Entertainment. So here is DWAC, Digital World Acquisition Corp, or True Social. This finishes at $48 today. That is down 15.7%.
And it's gone.
So we talked about this stock yesterday. It was pulling back on bearish news about two top executives leaving, and also because Elon Musk bought a stake in Twitter, which is a direct competitor to True Social. And today we got some continued negative momentum here. And this did make top 10 on StockTwits today, had over 5,000 mentions. So once again, we're going to analyze it. So no company specific news to justify this price action today. Again, it just seems like continued negative momentum from yesterday. Maybe because Elon Musk joined the board of Twitter. So yesterday the news came out he had a 9.2% stake in Twitter, and today the news came out that he's on the board. So maybe that's why, or at least a factor as to why the stock went down today. And also because overall, the market is selling off, especially the growth and meme stocks, and DWAC is a meme stock. But yeah, let's go ahead and analyze here. And there's really not too much to go off of here either. So we do have this gap down formed yesterday at $59. That is a bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should eventually come back up to 59 to fill this gap. And way back here, when this first IPO'd, this gapped up at around $10. So that is a bearish indicator. That is telling us that the stock may come back down to $10 to fill that gap. Now, that seems pretty unlikely, because that is a very long way to the downside, but possible, so keep that in mind, guys. And longer term, this does appear to be a big cup and handle in the making, bottom of the cup being $38, and this does have the potential to go back up to 120 or 175. Those are two possible tops to this cup. So long-term bullish indicator. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now, this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 48.45 and 44.70. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 48.45, 51.15, 53.45, 55.50, 60.05, 63.10, 65.60, 67.50, 70.20, 74.60, 77.45, 81.10, 83.30, 87.10, 91.35, 94.10, and then 98.30. There is resistance above 98.30, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 44.70, 40.90, 37.65, and then way down to 16.50. There is support below 16.50, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, 48, the channels to the upside and the downside are very wide. So expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 37.65, there is a huge wide channel to the downside. So if it breaks 37.65, this can go really, really bad. And at the same time, to the upside, if/when this breaks 98.30, the channel starts to open up and get even wider. This can absolutely moon if it breaks 98.30 to the upside. RSI is currently at 24, so that is extremely undervalued, extremely oversold. So this could be a good buying opportunity, not financial advice. And this did 7 million in volume today. Pretty good volume. So this sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Okay, guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So this is just based on the chart, what I see here, technically. Fundamentally, personally, I don't think DWAC is that great of a company. So yesterday I did predict that there is still more downside potential. To be honest, I did not think it would go down 16% today, but here we are. So at this point, there still appears to be more downside potential, very negative momentum. There has not been any support for the last couple of days. So I do think this will continue to run to the downside in the short term. Can't really say how low it's going to go, but eventually this should start to bottom out, catch support, and reverse. This is getting a bit ridiculous. pulled back about 50% from 100, very low RSI, and we have the gap down, so those are strong bullish indicators. And honestly, there's really no bearish indicators at the moment. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, 48 is a pretty decent entry. Again, very oversold, very undervalued at the moment. This should come back up to $59 to fill the gap at some point. That being said, again, there is more downside potential. So not really sure how low it's going to go. And again, if it does break 37.65, this can go really, really bad. So personally, I wouldn't go for this at 48, although it's really not a bad entry at all. I can't support it though. And if it pulls back below 48, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. But I think the better play would be just to observe the price action for now, see how low this goes, see when this starts to bottom out, catch support, and then you want to come in and make your move and try to catch the bottom. Easier said than done, but it's really hard to tell how low this is going to go. So I think that's the best way to play this. Hold off for now, observe the price action, come in and make your move once it starts to bottom out, catch support, and reverse. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. Again, we have some pretty strong bullish indicators in the gap down, low RSI, and long-term cup and handle. No neutral indicator, and no bearish indicators. So you missed your chance going short here. Should have did that back at 100. And here at 48, I just think it's way too late. Again, there is still downside potential, but the bullish indicators are pretty strong here. And I think going short would be really, really risky. I would say going short would be a high-risk, medium-reward play. Again, there is still downside potential, possibly even a good amount of downside potential, but a lot of upside risk. So I just don't really think it's worth it in my opinion. Again, you missed your chance, and I think you'd be better off just moving on and looking for a better short play out there in the market. So this one is pretty straightforward, guys. Long term, the chart does look bullish, and in the short term, the chart looks really bullish. In the immediate short term, this should keep on pulling back a little bit more, but eventually this has to catch support at some point and reverse. So if you want to go long, I would have no problems with you guys buying in at 48. That's already a pretty good entry, but you should be able to get a little bit better. If you're a little patient, observe the price action and come in once this starts to bottom out. And I really don't see a reason to go short here. Way too dangerous, way too risky. Bullish indicators are too strong and no bearish indicators. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today, but this could be a good buying opportunity, not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is DWAC, Digital World Acquisition Corp, or Truth Social. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.